Hey everybody, welcome back. We're in the second video for chapter 5, and we're going to talk about situational considerations when we're looking at how we control microbes. So every environment is going to have different situational considerations that we have to take into effect. So if we're at our house, we're going to be doing different things to control microbial growth than if we're at a hospital. Um, at home, one of the most common mechanisms for controlling microbial growth is just washing and scrubbing. So we use soap or detergent to control microbial growth. Think about your dishes. We use soap and water. Our laundry, we use detergent. Our hands, we're constantly washing our hands, soap and water. So what soap does, and I love it. It helps in aiding the mechanical removal of organisms. So soap acts as an emulsifier, um, and so emulsifiers will attach to fat and make them into smaller substances. And so when you're looking at like viruses, a lot of times if they are enveloped, soap is going to inactivate them. So we add soap and water and we wash our hands, and the envelope is broken down because the envelope is composed of phospholipids. And when we break down the envelope, the virus itself becomes inactive. And so an example of that would be COVID-19 is an envelope virus. And so just washing your hands after, well, multiple times a day after going to the bathroom, before cooking, before eating, is going to protect you more than, other mechanisms might protect you from COVID. And we also cook our food, clean surfaces, refrigerate and freeze foods so that microbial growth is slowed or stopped. But in hospitals, we have to worry about other things. So we're worrying about microbial growth, but in this case, they could cause healthcare associated infections. So what another word for healthcare associated infections are nosocomial infections. You may have heard that before. A nosocomial or healthcare associated infection is one that is caused by patients who have immune systems that are weakened due to either a sickness or a surgery. And so now they're more prone to microbes that might not cause disease normally. But in this new prone state, they're going to get ill, become ill. And this is found in a hospital setting. And so there's more disease-causing organisms in hospitals than there are in your typical house. You have individuals walking into and out of different rooms, so they have to really monitor the healthcare facilities and make sure that healthcare workers are doing all that they can to eliminate or decrease the amount of microbes that are spreading. And so what do? In certain rooms, they're going to sterilize everything, the equipment, everything. And so this is like a hospital room. They're going to be sterilizing everything. In a patient's room, anybody who enters or exits has to wash their hands. They have to use sanitizer solution before and after taking care of their patients. And this just decreases the likelihood that they will spread a pathogen from one individual to another. In laboratories, microbiology laboratories, we are constantly working with microbes, and so we have to use methods to control growth. We use aseptic technique when we're transferring microbes from one medium to another medium. We are sterilizing or sanitizing our tables, utilizing typically bleach water to clean the tables that we use. We're washing our hands, and then we're sterilizing our cultures, and using the autoclave to get rid of any waste products. So all of these can be found in CDC guidelines for working in microbiology labs. There are 4 levels of safety that we look at. BSL 1 is the biosafety level that is associated with microbes that don't cause disease, and this goes all the way down to BSL 4, which is a biosafety level for pathogens that are very dangerous, and there are no real treatments that exist to control them. We also have to have mechanisms for treating food and food and food production facilities. And so we're looking at perishables and how we control growth on those materials. Typically, heat is the most common method, but we do also use irradiation, which is a form of ionizing radiation that kills spoilage microbes and can kill potential pathogens. We use chemical additives which slow or stop the growth of microbes. And we also, of course, use refrigeration and freezing, lyophilization, to help in controlling growth. The last treatment, or the last environment we're looking at, is water treatment facilities. So these are going to need to treat the drinking water so that we can drink it and it's free of pathogens. The most common mechanism is chlorine, so we add chlorine to our drinking water. This kills the majority of any pathogens that could potentially be there. Does not get rid of certain organisms. So Cryptosporidium parvum is resistant to chlorine and so can survive and can cause, so this is a protozoan that causes serious diarrhea. Also, when chlorine interacts with other materials, it can form disinfection byproducts, which could be linked to certain long-term health risks. And so facilities, water treatment facilities, are always regulating the amount of DPBs or DBPs in their drinking water. I'm going to stop here and we'll get into how we select the different antimicrobial procedures in our next video. Bye.